Okay, let's get right into it. Have you ever laid down at night and just wondered, am I sleeping wrong? I mean, we all have our go-to position, right? But what if the way you've been curling up for years is actually messing with your health? We're going to dive deep into this because the answer is way more interesting than you might think.
Believe it or not, back in the 70s, there was this idea that how you sleep says something about your personality. A psychoanalyst claimed that if you sleep on your back, the royal position, you're super confident. And if you're a fetal position sleeper, well, that means you're sensible. It's a fun thought for sure, but there's really no science to back it up.
So let's just toss those personality quizzes out the window for a second. The real question, the one that actually matters, is how your sleep position is affecting your body. Because, different postures can do everything from strain your spine to help or hurt your internal organs. And that's where things get serious.
So here's the game plan. We're going to bust some myths, then get straight to the facts. We'll look at the 4 main ways people sleep, break down the good and the bad for each, dig into the wild difference between sleeping on your left versus your right side, and then we'll hit you with a final verdict that's probably going to surprise you.
Right. You've probably heard all those creative names for sleep positions, like the soldier or the free faller. But when sleep experts talk about this stuff, they keep it way, way simpler.
At the end of the day, it really all boils down to just 4 fundamental positions. You're either on your stomach, your back, your left side, or your right side. Pretty much every other position is just a small variation of one of these.
And what's really fascinating is that even though it feels like a personal choice, there are some really clear patterns. The vast majority of adults are side sleepers. Fewer of us sleep on our backs. And sleeping on your stomach, that's actually the least common of all. Okay. So why is that? Why do we naturally prefer some positions over others? Well, this gets right to the heart of it. Each style has some very real pros and cons for your body. Let's break them down.
First up, the least popular, stomach sleeping. Most experts will tell you to avoid this one, mainly because it flattens the natural curve of your spine and can put a lot of strain on your neck. But there is one very specific case where it's helpful. For some people with respiratory issues, it can actually open up the lungs.
All right, what about sleeping on your back? This one can be a lifesaver if you have lower back pain, especially if you stick a pillow under your knees. But here's the big trade-off. For a lot of people, it makes snoring and sleep apnea way, way worse because gravity just pulls your airway closed. And that leads us to the fan favorite, side sleeping. This is the one most experts give the thumbs up to. Why? Because it does a fantastic job of keeping your spine in a nice, neutral alignment. Pro tip, putting a pillow between your knees makes it even better by lining up your hips perfectly. Okay, this slide right here is your cheat sheet. Seriously, you might want to come back to this one. It sums it all up perfectly. Stomach sleeping is mostly bad for your spine. Back sleeping is a trade-off between back pain and snoring. And side sleeping is the go-to for alignment. The key takeaway? No position is perfect for everyone. But hold on, we're not done yet. If side sleeping is the winner for most people, does it actually matter which side you pick? Oh, you bet it does. This one small choice can have huge implications depending on your health. And this is another slide you're going to want to remember. This is pure, actionable advice. If you deal with acid reflux, sleeping on your left side is a game changer. Gravity literally helps keep stomach acid where it belongs. But for someone with congestive heart failure, sleeping on the right side can actually ease pressure on the heart. It's that specific. So it sounds simple, right? Just figure out which position is best for you and stick with it. Well, this is where the story takes a little twist, because what's actually happening when you're asleep is a lot more dynamic than you'd think. So you've done your homework, you've weighed the pros and cons, you've picked your starting position for the night. The problem is, your body has a mind of its own. This whole idea of locking into one single posture for 8 hours just isn't how we work. Get this, research shows that most of us shift around about 30 times every single night. 30. And the crazy part is, we have no idea we're even doing it. So this whole quest for the one perfect static position, it's kind of a myth. But here's the kicker. All that tossing and turning isn't a problem to be solved. It's actually your body being smart. It's a protective mechanism. Your body is automatically adjusting to relieve pressure, get more comfortable, and prevent any kind of strain or injury while you're out cold. It's pretty amazing. So let's bring it all home. What's the bottom line? First, there is no single best position for everybody. It just doesn't exist. The right way to sleep really depends on your unique health situation. And remember, moving around at night is totally normal and actually good for you. Ultimately, you just have to listen to your body. So now, with all this information in your back pocket, the question isn't what some expert says is best. The real question is for you to answer, based on your body and your health, what's the best starting position for you tonight?